Hello friends, welcome back to Spiritual Morsels. Next week we have Good Friday, the day Jesus died for the entire world, carrying the burden of sin of the entire world upon his shoulders. My dear friends, the Bible tells us about an incident that happened exactly a week before he died, a week before Good Friday. And that is what I'm going to share with you today. In the book of John, chapter 12, the Gospel of John, chapter 12, verse 1, it says that 6 days before Passover, Jesus goes to a particular place. He goes to a particular house. 6 days before Passover. Which Passover? The Passover when Judas betrayed Jesus. The Passover when Jesus was betrayed and he was caught by the Jews and the Roman soldiers. And then when he was taken into trial and the next day he was crucified. That Passover. So basically, exactly a week before Good Friday is when this thing is happening. Jesus goes into this house. And we know this house. We know the people who live in this house. The first person is Lazarus, the one whom Jesus raised back from the dead. We know the second person, Martha. We know Martha is pretty famous. She loves cooking. She loves serving people. At the same time, she is famous for her cranky nature. And the third person is Mary. We all know Mary. Mary had the habit of sitting at Jesus' feet. And so we know this family very well. So Jesus goes into this family. And as usual, as we read further, once again, Mary comes. This time she has something in her hand, but she goes and sits at Jesus' feet. And instead of sitting at his feet and listening to him, this time she does something. The Bible says she had a pound of pure nard, pure spikenard. Some versions say spikenard, some versions say nard, both are the same. And then she breaks that bottle and she pours the pure nard on Jesus' feet, and she washes his feet and dries and wipes his feet with her hair. Now, dear friends, what is the spikenard? What is this pure nard? Nard is the essential oil or the perfume that is made from the roots of a plant, and this plant grows only in one particular location in the entire world. Do you know where? Up in the Himalayas. It grows up in the Himalayas about more than a height, above the height of 30,000 feet. And back in those days, it was grown wild. People had to go find it. They had to carefully harvest the roots and crush the roots with their hands and take the oil out and do all the processing. These days, we have scientific methods of propagation. We have scientific methods of cultivating the plant. We have all the facilities of processing the roots and bringing out the nard, the pure nard. And we have methods of preservation. We have methods of transportation, fast transportation. But in spite of all these facilities that we have in today's time, I was searching for the price of pure nard, and I found on Amazon, I found that a 1 pint of pure nard, a pure spikenard, was available for $650. 1 pint. The Bible says she brought 1 pound of pure nard and she poured it at Jesus' feet. And you know what? I believe back in those days it would have been much more expensive. And Judas Iscariot, he was the treasurer. He knew how to count money, so he saw it, and immediately his mind started working, and he was like, "Oh well, this is the equal to the wages of one man's entire annual income. A man who would go every single day as a daily wage worker, his annual income was equal to the amount paid for this pure nard." Now we must understand, Judas was talking about a man. Mary is not a man. Mary is a woman who would not be going as a daily wage worker every single day, and her income would not be equal to a man's daily wage income. So we must understand, I believe, that this would have been her entire life savings. This would have been what she was saving all her life. And Mary, why did you do that? The question is, why did you break that? Why did you pour that pure nard on his feet? And the answer is given by Jesus. In verse 7, Jesus says, "Come on, leave her alone. She was saving this for my burial." Now the question goes to Jesus. Jesus, if she was saving this for your burial, then why did she pour it on you now? You are alive. Well, we must understand this is 6 days before his burial, 6 days before Jesus died. And Mary had the habit of sitting at his feet. So, most probably, I believe a person who sits at his feet gets divine revelation. She knew that this body is not going to be, this person is not going to be in this body forever. This body is going to be like this only for 6 more days. After that, my beloved is going to leave this body. So, let me do what I should do in a week's time. Let me do it now. And so she does what she was supposed to do at his burial. A week before that, she does the process. Do you know why? The spike nard, the pure nard, has a quality. The molecules of the pure nard, when it falls on our skin, it forms a bond with our skin, and it would remain on our skin for weeks together. And Mary knew that in 6 days I have to anyways do this. So let me do it. My dear brothers and sisters, that's the reason why after a week, when all the women come together and prepare the perfumes and all those things, spices to embalm Jesus's body, you don't see Mary there. And they prepare and they rest on the Sabbath, and on Sunday early morning all the women, they go there. We read that in the Gospels, in the Gospel of John, and the names are mentioned, but you don't see the name of Mary from Bethany over there, because she didn't go. She did what she had to do a week before that. Why? Because of divine revelation, because she had the habit of sitting at his feet. My dear brothers and sisters, if we develop this habit of sitting at his feet like Mary, God will reveal certain things to us, things that are to come. You know, when people around us would get shocked, when they would get taken aback by things that happen in their life, we won't. We will be prepared for that, because we would know that yes, my God had already told me that this is to happen. So why should I fear? Why should I be afraid? We would rather be prepared to face those situations. And so I want to encourage all of you, like Mary, let us develop this habit of sitting at his feet and hearing from him, so that we will be prepared to face the future. God bless you.